I'm not pro mandates, but I tell you what, basic training does a lot to teach people about themselves. Most people don't understand that when things are uncomfortable, that there is endless amounts of suffering that you can go through when you really want to do something. Like if you're doing like forced marches, right? You throw 70 pounds on your pack and then you got, 30 pounds of gear and then you go walk 20 miles. Like by mile 2, you're hating life if you've never done it, So like, and there's so much, human beings have an incredible reserve of intestinal fortitude when necessary, when they have to.
76% say yes in the audience. And you know what I'm thinking about it? I'm actually right now a 2-month basic training for all Americans at the age of 18. I'm totally in favor of. You know why? It'll cure depression. It'll correct people's diets.
Yes, that's true.
It will get them physically fit and healthier. It will lower our healthcare costs.
It's so good for you. It is so good for you. But again, I'm not for...
And it's a summer camp.
Yeah.
It's one summer camp, one time. I'm not saying military boot camp where the sergeant screams in your face.
I am.
Okay. I'm saying
That's good for you.
You turn 18 and then maybe as part of high school graduation, you go to basic training camp where it's like, we're going to give you food on a specific schedule. You're going to get a specific amount of calories. You're going to do basic exercise. It's not like military training, like not military basic training, but relatively, close to. No screaming in your face. Do the work. Get it done. Have a nice day. You graduated.
Now, I don't even think nowadays they have screaming in your. I mean, you probably get yelled at, but now, like the military that the basic training that you go through nowadays is significantly different to the basic training that you went through in like the 90s when I went through, and that was significantly different to the basic training that you went through in the 60s when you were going when they were going off to Vietnam. So
I'm glad you brought up the 60s. So could you imagine to just so that we can see perspective here, how far we've fallen as a nation. As president, John F. Kennedy, this is a quotation, "There is nothing I think more unfortunate than having soft, chubby, fat-looking children who go and watch their school play basketball every Saturday and regard that as a weekend's exercise."
Yeah.
John F. Kennedy, when he was running for president, fat-shamed America's youth according to Vice.com. And I read to you, ladies and gentlemen, from Vice.com. In 1960, President-elect JFK wrote an article for Sports Illustrated titled "The Soft American," warning that the nation was producing too many large, doughy boys.
Yeah, imagine what he would think now.
Oh man, he'd probably get abolished the CIA that killed him.
I think that it wouldn't be a bad idea to have. I mean, granted, there's not a whole lot of benefit for the U.S. to do this. I don't think, or at least not in the short term. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to have people have the option of going to some kind of basic training, something like that. Just to though. I don't know how was that.
They do.
Well, I mean, that without 4 years of going to the military.
No. I'm saying like there's tons of training programs that are all over cities where people sign up to do this kind of training.
Maybe
that's right.
There's tons
of guys pay a ton of money to like go through basic training.
Have you ever been a Tough Mudder?
Yeah, that's right.
Like people love that kind of stuff. The problem is there are people who look, man. I'll tell you this. Right now, I'm sure there's some dude who is in his mid to late 20s who is overweight in his parents' basement. I know it's stereotypical, but I'm sure this person exists. They may even be listening to this show. And if when they were 18 years old, they spent 2 months just doing basic training, right now they would be fit. They'd have a girlfriend. They'd be in their own apartment. That really could set someone's life on the right track, getting their diet and mental health in order.
Yes.
These young kids who are depressed, their depression will be cured by this. I guarantee it.
Yes.
The physical exercise, the team building exercises, all of that stuff.
Being out in the sunshine, being forced to be out in the sunshine,
Vitamin
little survival, little understanding of how to survive.
Getting off the internet.
The small successes that build on top of each other, like when you go and you do those kind of things, like when you're with a team and you have, even if it's like really small successes, you just complete whatever task it is. You do it in the time that you're allotted and you're not getting yelled at. That's a big deal to people, especially when, like, Jordan Peterson talks all the time about how people get so little encouragement. And it's true. If you don't have some kind of goal to be working for that isn't like, the achievement medal on your Xbox, I mean, people really respond to succeeding in small tasks and building on those successes. That's how people get the audacity to try big things, is succeeding on small things over and over and over.
That's right. And then defeating your greatest enemy in the world, which is this, yourself.
Yep.
Everything you hate about your life is because of you. I'm looking straight down the barrel of the camera. Everything in your life, young man watching right now, that you don't like is your fault. You can change it right now. You could instantly, tonight, decide to change the things you don't like about your life. It's not you. It's not society. It's not the TV. It's not the president. The things that you hate, your depression, your weight, your luck with women, those things can be changed. Your finance, it can be changed by you. You are the master of your own domain, and you can make that decision. And I think that giving people the encouragement to go do that, I didn't go to basic training. I played sports. But sports was also like getting the crap kicked out of you on a football field. I was never great at football. I was never good. And I just got beat up all day. And that, causes you to stand up for yourself, actually, and like to get bigger and stronger. And I started lifting, and I started lifting weights, and that's changed my life. And I'm not the biggest guy at all. But these things, these little victories, as you said, it starts small and then it snowballs, and then you can do big things. And now I run my own company, and it's great. And we have a YouTube channel, and love to have all of you subscribe.
What's the channel?
Benny Johnson.
So what's your